Well, let's see. Yeah, still not too much to talk about. I should give a shout out to the good folks at Micro Center for making it possible for me to do these commentaries. Like I said in an earlier commentary, my computer just died on me at the worst possible time this weekend, right when I needed to make the first Commentator Idol commentaries, and it died, and then I reinstalled Windows, and then the audio drivers were all dead, and I was sort of freaking out because I wasn't sure that I would be able to get the commentary done by Thursday, which is the deadline, and I just took it into Micro Center, and they fixed the problem, and probably wasn't all that complicated to fix, but I'm technically illiterate enough that I didn't know how, so props to them, and they they made this commentary happen as much as I did. Anyhow, a little bit more action coming now. Mutas going to intercept those Zealots. Still no speed for the Zealots, and Zealots really need speed to combat this sort of mid-game speedling Hydra force. Some Archons now up to support and chase away the Mutas. But Luxury's been microing his Mutas pretty well. He hasn't lost very many at all, if any. Now push into the third base, and we'll see. Now speeds up for the Zealots, so the Zealots are going to run in, but there's way too many Hydras here. The Zealots may be able to suicide in and take out the hatchery, but they're not going to do that. They're going to try to press into this really narrow choke, and there's a lot of Hydras there. And yeah, the Zealots are going to have to fall back. The Mutas there too, and the Mutas are going to inflict serious damage on this force as it retreats. That Archon will probably get taken down. Jangbi looking very nervous and jumpy. Cancels something there, and cancels the Nexus too. Realizes he can't hold that third base, and now he's going to be pushed back. And a huge Hydra force out for Luxury. Pumping out of 5 hatcheries. That Archon's been separated, and this is going to be taken down. Meanwhile, some more Zealots pushing up, but there's just more and more forces stringing out for Luxury. And Jangbi is in quite a bit of trouble. He's conceded map control. He's, well, not necessarily behind, but certainly not ahead economically. Now pushing in with these Zealots, and that's a smart move that run by could do some significant damage, but we'll see how quickly those Hydras get back. Luxury is pulling his drones back. DT trying to do some harassment is going to take down just one drone before it goes down. The Zealots have taken down a couple drones too, but they get cleaned up too. And now a big force is massing outside those bridges, and Jangbi's going to try to push out across the bridges. If those Hydras get there in time and can bottle up this force, they're going to do a lot of damage there. One good storm, but just brushing the Hydras back. Another great storm, wow. Yeah, definite Jangbi storms going on here. But it's not enough. Lots and lots of Hydras there, just pushing Jangbi back across the ramp. And this is what makes this map difficult for Protoss players in PvZ. It can be good for them in a lot of ways, but when they're in this situation where they're going into the mid game without map control, I think the biggest challenge for the Protoss player in standard PvZ is picking up that third base. The secondary is easy to grab with the Forge Fast Expand. You're able to macro up, get your tech going, play a good defensive game, but then in order to stay viable and stay competitive with a Zerg player that's trying to expand all over the map, you have to be able to, at some point, go out and get a third base, so that you don't just sit in your 2 bases and starve. And the best maps for Protoss against Zerg are maps like Coliseum, where that's very easy to do, and there's a tertiary right next to the secondary or right next to the main. The worst maps are ones where that's very, very hard to do, and this one's somewhere in the middle, but for all the sort of tactical advantages that the Protoss player can have in the middle of the map, it's relatively bad for them in terms of the ability to hold that tertiary. Now, Jangbi's mined out at the back of his base, and he's going to try to claim this base down in the corner. And, Luxury's immediately seen it, though, with that Zergling. And this is going to be a tough position for him to hold. He's going to try to hold that ramp, I think, by that base that he's approaching now. But meanwhile, the Mutas are going to be able to get in the back and snipe off a Templar, snipe off a probe. They're going to be able to do damage back there. And now we're seeing the forces of Luxury pressing up, and Jangbi's had to cede this ramp. Lurker's out for Luxury. And Jangbi's taking more losses now as these mutas just fly around and harass this retreating army of Jangbis. And now Jangbi's going to have to defend from the bottom of the ramp against a huge force of Hydras. And we'll see what he's able to do. He has a big army, but it's an army that's really suited to the open field. And now the Hydras are past the Nexus. The Hydras are going to be able to take down that Nexus easily. And no third base for Jangbi. He's lost 2 Nexi, or had to cancel them. And dropping a couple DTs for harassment, but I don't know. I mean, he's going to have to do a lot of damage for this to pay off. Now a big Hydra force, and it's still very constricted ground, so those Zealots can't get into action. Jangbi will probably be able to hold that ramp, but DT is doing some damage there. 2 or 3 drones down. And, whoa, what is Luxury doing? Luxury's allowed all of the drones in his natural to be killed, and this is... I mean, is still ahead in this game, but threw away a lot of his lead there. And we've seen other players do this on this map. Hyuk against Tester. I don't know if it has anything to do with the map itself that makes Zergs act like idiots, but Tester just killed about 25 of Hyuk's probes after, or of Hyuk's drones after Hyuk had already won the game. Jangbi coming very close to doing the same thing. Now Jangbi's really bottled up though. Can't press down that ramp because there's lurkers in a little semicircle at the bottom to just eat Zealots and Archons and whatever. And another sort of soft lurker contained at the front, and 4th base going down for Luxury. So Luxury is going to be able to replace those drones, and he's going to pull further ahead. If he can get vision on that, he could take down the Citadel of Adun for what it's worth. Oh, Muta's going to chase the shuttle. The shuttle might go down. That's something of a blow to Jangbi. Now pushing these Zealots. Oh, this is going to be bad. Hydra's coming in, and they're just going to eat these Zealots alive. And Jangbi wisely falling back. He does take down 2 lurkers, but no way he was going to be able to press out against all those Hydras. More lurkers morphing in. And yeah, I think Jangbi's pretty much out of this game, despite the effectiveness of that DT harass, because he just can't go anywhere. There's no way he's going to be able to claim a third. He's probably running very low on minerals if he's not already mined out at his main. And he'll be there in his secondary, be at that point relatively soon. Templar there to try to storm his way out. Yeah, he's pretty much gone in terms of minerals as main. Now he's pressing out. Zealots are going to take a lot of... Oh, whoa, one great storm taking out 6 Hydras. Jangbi is going to be able to break out the back here, and he's going to try to put down a 3rd base, but he's going to be in the same position he was before, only probably at more of a military disadvantage. 5th base going down now for Luxury, and Luxury is now streaming it. The gigantic force of Hydras and Lurkers. And Lings and Mutas coming in from behind, and yeah, holding the space is going to be the next best thing to impossible, especially since Luxury is already on the high ground, already has Lurkers burrowed, and Jangbi is going to, trying to force his way up that onto the high ground, but no dice on that, and Hydra's just streaming in, and yeah, I don't even know what Jangbi's initial mistake was, how he fell behind this far, but just contained the whole game, and now he has nothing but Dragoons, and Dragoons don't do very well against mass Hydras. And yeah, some storms will probably be able to push those Hydras back, but yeah, operating off 5 bases. Oh, greater Spire going down now. So if Jangbi stays in this game much longer, we may see Guardians and Devourers, or I suppose no Corsairs out yet, or still, so probably just Guardians, but yeah, Jangbi's in huge trouble here. Storming really well, and he is whittling down this Hydra force, but there are more forces massing for Luxury in the back. So Luxury's played a very good game here. Now Ling's out, and those are probably crack upgraded at this point, and they're just going to... They might just try to stream through the front door into the secondary. Yeah, it looks like that's what they're doing. And, oh, Jangbi calls GG. Doesn't even wait for his secondary to get eaten alive by about 4 control groups of cracklings. So, Jangbi going 2-1 in this set. Overall good performance, but he's gone now. And Luxury has taken game 3, so Luxury will be playing in game 4. And keeping KTF's head above water, it's now 2-1 for Samson Khan, and I'll see you in game 4. This has been Hamilcar. Bye-bye.